Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are going to be jumping in and discovering what the SpellShot can do. I am so excited, especially after seeing what the Grave Warden, I keep saying that, Graveborn, which is the class that everyone's like, I'm picking that one. I'm going down. Or people are saying, and holding true to magic, which is of course saying they're going to play the SpellShot. But I think you may be able to have your cake and eat it too, because they seem like a lot of the Graveboard and stuff is pushing towards doing more spell damage and having bonus effects on your spell damage. But hopefully the SpellShot is as generous as the Graveborn is to the SpellShot. Let's see. I'm so excited. Also, sit back, relax. We're just going to be talking about skills. Unfortunately, I don't have gameplay. I did not get early access or anything like that. And frankly, I don't think people who did get early access got access to the SpellShot. But I want to talk you guys' ear off about it, get excited with you. This is day one when we got access to learning this. I'm sure this will come out a little bit later. Thank you for being patient with me, and sit back, relax, get some tea, get some coffee, get some pop, whatever you want, and let's get into this. So if you don't know anything about the SpellShot, it's kind of a combination between spells and guns. I'm hoping you can just specialize heavily into spells, and if you want to go pure caster, but that might be a little endgamey, but yeah. Also increases their damage with spell damage and their fire rate and stuff like that, the reload speed. So yeah, we're going to be seeing those buffs in a moment. Let's get into their class feat, which I believe is them being able to dual cast. But let's see. Spell weaving. Casting a spell or reloading a weapon grants the SpellShot a stack of spell weaving, increasing spell damage. Spell weaving stack automatically decays after a few seconds. Casting repeatable spells has a chance to award additional spell weaving stacks with each repeating cast. Okay, so it's a stack bot character. Interesting. I was not expecting that. Okay, so the more you cast, the more damage you're going to deal with spells. All right, and you can get it from shooting and reloading. All right, all right. Action skills, we have two to pick from. Ambidextrous. Okay. Ambidextrous, ambidextrous, two spell, gotcha. The SpellShot may equip a spell into their action skill slot. Whenever the SpellShot presses the action skill button, they cast that spell. Okay. So this gives you some actual choice. So we've seen in the gameplay of them like holding down and like using the grenade or spell button and also using their action ability at the same time. So it's cool to see that you can use one or the other. It's not going to be like you're forced to use both at the same time. Dope. Also, I believe they're probably on separate cooldowns, which is even cooler. I wonder if they still, so what I'm referring to is there's a kill skill that reduces your spell cooldown rate. So I wonder if this is counted as a action skill or still a spell. We'll see. Anyways, polymorph. The spell turns an enemy into a sheep for a few seconds. If the enemy is immune, the SpellShot instantly casts a free spell on the enemy and gains 2 free stacks of spell weaving.
Hello, I don't know how to read. I'm sure you're aware of that at this point. Anyways, it's pretty actually huge. So you get those benefits as well as whenever you polymorph is active and you shoot the skeep or the sheep, it's skeep, I guess. Jesus Christ. Whenever you deal damage to that enemy, you're going to be getting free spells. This is amazing sounding for co-op, but it does sound like there is a loss if you're not able to turn a thing into a sheep. So when things are a sheep, massive bonus. When things aren't a sheep, you get some spell weaving and a free one-shot spell. Doesn't seem as crazy as being able to reset a free spell constantly, but still something.
Spell Sniper, 5 out of 5 points. I'll just mention whenever there's like 1 or 3 points. Gain increased spell critical hit chance. Okay, all right. So you got a high investment, but it's slowly increasing, but not bad. Magic Bullet. A portion of all bonuses the Fate Maker receives to spell damage is applied to their guns. Okay. I would assume that's just synthetic spell damage is converted into gun damage, not like fire damage or whatever your spells could basically have, because I imagine your spells have various effects. Like we've seen them have like the ability to pull enemies in like a tiny little mini vortex. So I don't think that's what it means. Probably just damage scaling. So your guns get a little bit of spell damage scaling if you have a lot of spell scaling damage. Gotcha. Press to get digitation. I can't. I'm gonna have a stroke. Gain increased reload speed. Okay, so right now we're seeing spell damage amplification on the left, and the middle seems like utility or slash conversion, and on the right it seems like gun damage. So it seems like gun damage might be to the right, spell damage on the left, and the bridge between both is in the middle. Interesting. Tier 2, Font of Mana. Gain increased spell cooldown rate. Gain increased action skill cooldown rate. Okay, so that makes me think that your spell, your double spell cast is considered an action skill, not a spell. Interesting. I guess that makes sense, because I bet you could see the action skill having a pretty hefty cooldown regardless. So that probably incentivizes you to have your heaviest cost spell in your action skill. Maybe that'd be a way to sharpen that, shave some of that duration or cast time down. Anyways, regardless, cooldown is increased. That's awesome. I'm sad that this it's not a kill skill, but anyways. Whenever the Fate Maker gains a stack of spell weaving, they restore a portion of their ward. Oh, okay. What's our ward? What? What's that? What is that? Oh, wards are armor, I think. Okay. Wait, what? Whenever your Fate Maker gains a stack of spell weaving, whenever we cast a spell, we restore a portion of our shield? That's insane. Okay. Okay, 1 point. I was about to say, better be 1 point. And it's not even a chance. It's a guaranteed every time we activate one stack of spell weaving. So if we're at max stacks, does this no longer give our shield back? Okay, that's pretty good though. That gives you some survivability, especially if there's ways to cool down your spells. Just warming up. Gain increased fire rate damage and spell weaving stacks. Ooh, goddamn, you having to mix those together. But no, it definitely seems like the right side of the skill tree is gun damage, and the left side is just strictly spell stuff. And then again, the bridge is the middle. Tier 3, glass cannon. Ooh, the Fate Maker's ward no longer automatically recharges, but they gain a drastically increased spell damage. Ooh, that's rough. that really kneecaps. Actually, that may not be bad. Yeah. Because again, the grave ward heals a shit ton, especially whenever you activate certain kill skills. So this would be a way for you to not really need that much shield, and you could also just instantly regenerate a portion of your shield. Okay. Yeah, and also you're just getting more spell damage. It kind of sequences into that. Although I do think you wouldn't want to use the spell, the Graveborn's action skill that rips apart his health. And that's pretty good. Again, that sequences in with the Grave Warden really good, especially if you're using these action skills that it gives you. Tier 4, Imbued Weapon. Whenever the Fate Maker casts a spell, their gun deals bonus damage of the spell's element for a short time. This effect stacks 1 per spell. Okay, so you just cast spells and you gain gun damage. Neat. 1 point in this one. High thread count. Gain increase max spell weaving stacks. This probably must pick up. Just because it seems like you're getting more. The more stacks you have, the more damage you're going to be able to deal with spells. Or yeah, so good. Oh. Yes! Finally! Wait, is it good? It's a kill skill. Finally. Warcaster. Whenever the Fate Maker kills an enemy, there's a chance their weapon is instantly reloaded. There's a chance to increase spell weaving stacks. Okay, now that's pretty huge. So that's gonna immediately give you max damage probably through 1 cycle of your cast if you've already invested into Grave Warden. The question is, are you gonna be able to dig this deep immediately? Probably not. They're going to add more levels, so you're going to be able to eventually get down here, but right at the hop, you probably aren't going to be able to get that deep if you're going this deep into Grave Warden to get the action skill regeneration thing. Whenever you cast, you get a kill skill. If you were going to go that deep, you're probably going to be struggling to get this deep, I think, in this skill tree. But anyways, tier 5 now. Still good. It's a shame, though. We did not have a lot of kill skills. But yeah. Tier 5, Double Knot. 3-point max. Whenever you score a critical hit with a spell, deal bonus damage equal to your gun's element. Okay, so this is the opposite. So you have some gun damage, you sequence back into this. Okay. 1 shot, 1 kill. Gain increased damage per spell weaving stack. It does say, sorry, gun damage. So increase gun damage per stack. So that's, again, pretty good. Again, it's forcing you to kind of be good with both. Which I'm not actually a fan of. I don't like that they're forcing me to use guns. Tier 6, the Capstone of the Spellweaver. Sever the thread. Gun critical hits have a chance to instantly restore or reset all spell cooldowns. This effect has a short cooldown. Just like that, they killed it for me. Just like that, they killed it for me. Okay. Ah, shit. Shit. I was really excited and then I got real sad. Happened immediately. Gun critical hits Basically instantly restore your cooldown. But yeah, I don't know. If this is on like a 5-second or like a 3-second cooldown, given you have like a five attacks, but no, because then you'll still want to get cooldown, then you'll want to shoot, and then it will reset. And it's also gun critical hit. Yeah, I honestly, I'm not as excessively into it as it was. It does seem like just a gun and magic buffer, which to me is less interesting. Which, you know, it's just like, yeah, you get spell critical chance. Okay. You get reload speed. Okay. You get cooldown rate on your action skill, and you're saying, oh, okay, but it's kind of synthetic. It's always gonna be like permanently there. You know what I mean? It's not like the what do you call it? This guy who basically, it's like you get a massive amount. Well, at least that's what it seems. Whenever you get a kill, your spell cooldown rate is increased for a duration. You think because it's a kill skill, it would be coming back faster. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. To me, it just seems a little bit more Fate Maker's Ward. I mean, this is cool. I'll say there's stuff like this glass cannon where you can basically, or not glass cannon, mage armor, sorry. Whenever you cast a spell, you'll be getting a chunk of your shield back. And given you cast 5 spells, you'll just get chunks and chunks of your shield back. And also the fact that you can't regenerate your shield does sequence into the Graveborn. But it doesn't have the things that I thought I would need. Also, I'll be honest, this one, it's neat, but it seems weird to have 2 spells and then to also be forced to use your weapon. I'm still on the lookout for the best sequence character for my Graveborn. I mean, I don't know, I guess this is like the best runner-up if you do want like an actually seemingly like solid end game kind of ability where the SpellShot is giving you a lot of just synthetic base damage and maybe a little bit of survivability, whereas the Graveborn is just gonna amplify the shit out of your like survivability to a little bit more, also give you a lot of like passive other damage, also activate your, like give you the ability to get a lot of stacks, and also gives you the ability to do bonus damage on whatever magic you're dealing, which is good. I don't know why, it's just less. Yeah, I guess I wanted to see more kill skills, if I'm honest. Like kill skills that directly feed, because to me it just seems like the Grave Ward is sequencing in with her really well, but her not, or her, the Spell Ward not sequencing as well into him. Although I guess it is. Again, it's patching his like giving you a shield constantly whenever you're casting. There's nothing though that seems like it's giving you your magic back instantly, but maybe in sequence, like there's some action skill decreases here. So if you have that alongside his kill skill activation spell reduction, maybe you're just getting your spells back instantly. The idea that her alt is essentially, I don't know, man. To me, I'm not sure. It could probably just be me, but whenever there's this in any skill, the skill has a short cooldown. It just takes the wind out of my sail entirely, because. Yeah, it just seems, it's just frustrating, because again, it's not that it doesn't make sense, but yeah, I mean, it's not that it's not good, like the spell instantly resetting your cooldown. I would much rather something that's chance based, but like if there's because there's no way to gamify this. You know, like say if it was like every single time you get a critical hit with a gun, there's a chance, a small chance, for you to reset your cooldown. Then you're like, okay, I could get creative. I'm going to have to basically use a shotgun, archer, bow, whatever. I could also just use, what do you call it, a TDR chuck. So I could chuck a bunch of TDRs in the air. And all of my TDRs are shooting an enemy, basically heavily resetting my abilities. I guess that would be overpowered. But I don't know. To me, at least, that's a way I can solve around it. Whereas this, it's always just going to be like, well, not only do I need to land a critical hit, but I also need to wait however long it is. If it's 2 seconds, that's not so bad. If it's like 6 or 8 seconds to reset the instant reset thing, it just seems like, what are we doing, you know? We don't know too much yet. But anyways, SpellShot seems very interesting. I do think it is seemingly just like a good synthetic buff kind of character. With some like nuggets of gold where like you can go glass cannon where you're no longer regenerating your thing, but it doesn't matter because if you pick up mage armor whenever you cast a spell, or sorry, whenever you cast a spell, you also gain spell weaving. Also, if you're planning on using Graveborn, this kill skill which basically gives you a stack of spell weaving just for using your magic, will basically give you full shield anyway. But yeah. Not bad, not bad. I'm very curious. I want to find one that has a companion. It might be the Wyvern. That might be the last one we check out today. But it's this one, the Clawbringer. I was not expecting this. I was not expecting. And again, I do think the best damage build is Graveborn and SpellShot, for sure. It just seems like Graveborn does a lot of useful stuff. SpellShot does a lot of stacking damage stuff, which usually is some of the best damage in the game, usually. Especially how you can just basically get a shit ton of stacks just by casting spells. They sequence really well together. I was hoping for more kill skills that give back to the Graveborn, where it just feels like the Graveborn is chipping away at amplifying the SpellShot. But anyways, next video, guys, we're gonna be checking out the Clawbringer. I'm curious. I hope his Wyvern can get amplified, because to me that would be the cool thing of like you having these two floating, consistent delivering of damage companions. That could be huge. And again, I'll be curious to see if Graveborn and SpellShot, if there's magic spells that count as companion damage and what they scale off of. Do they scale off of spell damage, or do they scale off of companion damage? I don't know. If that is the case, then this would be the best summoner ability, because you would just need Graveborn and SpellShot, and you'd be able to have both damage types be good, essentially. Your summons be good, and your, of course, things be good, and also have the ability to use other things, like have a summoning ability, and then also have just like a quick cast ability. One could be your action skill, one could be your just general damage stacking buff that gives you a bunch of stacks so that your companion summon is doing more damage. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. It's kind of complicated, but I'm just curious what damage type is considered what. So is companion damage a thing, and is spell damage a thing, but are there summons that count as spell damage? And you see how things can get messy a little bit, but regardless, I don't think Graveborn and SpellShot is going to be bad. I don't think SpellShot in general is going to be bad. I was just hoping for more kill skills, essentially. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. Let me know how you guys are feeling about what kind of character you're, now that we're starting to unravel some of them, what do you guys feel about what you're going to get? The next character that I want to check out is definitely the Clawbringer, because I want to see if we can buff up that Wyvern to be a tank. Let's see. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.